Hello everyone, my name is Daya Murillo, and for my project I chose to learn a little bit more about Planaria, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So a little bit about Planaria. So its scientific name can vary depending on the actual species of Planaria that you want to look at, but overall just a few examples of some scientific names that I researched were Planaria, Dugesia, and Tricladida. So these are just kind of some of the scientific names that you can learn more about. But again, the common name and the one that it's really most known by is Planarian or Planaria for plural. So a little bit about its natural habitat is they're found mostly in freshwater habitats like streams, ponds, lakes, and they're normally hiding under these rocks or vegetation just because it's very oxygen rich in here, and because they are chemoheterotrophs, they obtain their energy both by eating like different animals and just synthesizing different organic compounds. So again, because of different evolutionary species that have happened, some of them can live on terrestrial kind of lands, and the other ones can live in marine environments. So it really depends on the specific planaria that you're looking at. But they do really thrive in clean, unpolluted water, but can tolerate against some organic pollution because that's how they obtain some of their nutrients and energy. So again, a little bit about how they get their food. So because they are chemoheterotrophs, they're having to use different parts of their body to synthesize and get this energy because they cannot make its own food. So again, they use different muscles in their body to obtain these nutrients, and it helps them break down the enzymes and really get that energy, get that nutrients, because again, they are chemoheterotrophs. So again, they do feed on small invertebrates, dead organic matter, and microorganisms, and just again, they really thrive by getting energy from these organic compounds, and they thrive from getting their energy from, again, preying on different animals. So a little bit more about its predator-prey relationship, like we kind of talked about. So they can work as both predator and prey in their ecosystem. It really just depends on which environment in which you're looking. But again, they do prey on small invertebrate animals, just different dead organic matter and more microorganisms, and this is a big one because they are constantly reusing that nutrients, and they have their own little system going on, which kind of benefits the environment. But in turn, there are also different prey to different fish, amphibians, aquatic insects. These they do get eaten by these. So again, they do play a role in controlling microorganism populations and nutrient recycling, just because of their big chemoheterotrophic tendencies and abilities. It really benefits the environment. So this is just a cute little picture on how they look, and their little body parts are labeled just so you can kind of see a little bit more about how they actually receive their food. So we're going to be talking about now just the evolution of Planaria, because again, they haven't always been the same. So they have unique traits like regeneration, so they can regenerate different parts of their bodies if anything happens and it gets for some reason cut off. They can regenerate that, and that's just because again of evolution. So they also have eye spots for light detection, and this is just to let them see their environment, kind of get a gauge of what they're looking at. And they do lack a circulatory system, which is again a very different thing, because we have a closed circulatory system. Most organisms have an open circulatory system, but they just have none, and that is because of the evolution that they have obtained. And they are hermaphrodites, so they can reproduce both sexually and asexually. So they do, on the tree of life, Planaria belongs to the phylum Platyhelminthes in the class Turbellaria. So again, it's kind of all those names that we talked about right now scientifically, and they are free-living flatworms within the kingdom Animalia. So these are just some pictures on how they look. So this is, in number 1, you'll see this is how they thrive in their aquatic, marine environments. 2 is just kind of like a anterior, posterior, labeled diagram, so you can see the different parts of their body once again. And 3 are those terrestrial planaria that we were talking about, because again of evolution. So just to kind of sum it all up, the importance of planaria is 1, they are decomposers. So they do break down dead organic material, and they kind of recycle that, just because again they are chemoheterotrophs, and this is how they really thrive. So in doing this, they actually play a really big role in our ecosystems. Again, they serve as prey for other animals, So they serve as food for fish, amphibians, and just different invertebrates. And again, this just kind of circle movement of life, which supports the overall food web. And 3, they are very, very fascinating organisms because of that regeneration ability that they have. So in this, a lot of research and time and money goes into actually researching them, why they have these abilities, and how we can kind of like, again, use that ability maybe to discover something that might help us in the future generations. But yes, these are some of the sources that I used. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much.